In today's news, a fast-pitch softball league postponed.
Department of Labor's reform process lauded.
UK minister talks COVID-19 with leaders.
Travel restrictions via sea and air implemented.
Royal Police Force mourns loss of female officer, and Netflix and When They See Us producers receive a defamation suit. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Welcome everybody, a pleasant good afternoon. It's Thursday, March 19, 2020. I'm Ron Grant.
And I'm Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
Saying good afternoon to all our residents, both locally and regionally, for tuning in with your daily news updates. Kyla, we want to begin this newscast with a very special video. With all the chaos that has been going on and many persons across the world quarantine, some persons are actually finding very interesting, creative, and heartwarming ways of not only keeping their sanity, but supporting their friends and family and their neighbors. And we received a video from...
Some persons might think, how can we do that? We're quarantined, but these people will surely show you how to do that.
Definitely. Straight out of Spain. Take a look at this video. What a way to stay creative and to keep your spirits up.
It's so heartwarming. You see the others, the audience out on their balconies. So you can quarantine, but still, keep your spirit up.
Still keep your sanity.
Yeah, definitely.
One of our top stories today, Minister for Natural Resources, Labor and Immigration, the Honorable Vincent Wheatley, has commended the Department of Labor and Workforce Development in its reform process, which he said has dramatically improved services offered to the general public. Honorable Wheatley was addressing the first employer orientation session, which saw 6 representatives from the public and private sector receiving training on workplace procedures and protocols, as well as the labor laws of the BVI. The minister said, and I quote, "I must thank and recognize Commissioner Reimer for the excellent work that she has been doing. When we make businesses work more efficiently, the entire country benefits from it, and that's our aim. We want businesses to flow easy." Honorable Wheatley added, "We launched the Department and Workforce Development last year, and this is yet another step in the progression of what we are trying to do in the terms of reforming and modernizing the department." Labor Commissioner Ms. Janice Reimer thanked the companies and partners for taking the initiative to expand their knowledge of the procedures and protocols. Ms. Reimer said, and I quote, "The employee orientation session takes place every Thursday. This employer orientation program, however, will be held on every third Tuesday of the month. So inform your colleagues and have them give us a call to manage or sign up to be a part of the next session. Kyla, we see where our minister and the Ministry of Labor is taking a very proactive approach in making sure that persons within the community are working within the laws of the community, and I think they should be commended.
Most definitely.
Yes, the Department of Labor and Workforce Development partnered with National Health Insurance, the Departments of Inland Revenue and Trade, the Immigration Department, and the Social Security Board to exchange information to employers as it relates to their fields of expertise at the orientation session. The department continues to promote good labor and management practices at workplaces to ensure stable and harmonious labor relations between employers and employees, and to protect the rights, wages, working conditions, safety, health, and welfare of workers throughout the British Virgin Islands. Congratulations to the minister and his team for being proactive.
Most definitely. Viewers, as we move on, we all know that the players, the coaches, and the fans were eagerly awaiting the BVI Fast Pitch Softball League, but unfortunately, the Virgin Islands Softball Association announced the postponement of this year's Amateur Fast Pitch Softball League. This was due to the government's efforts to reduce the risk of spreading COVID-19 virus. We've been hearing a lot about this. So yet again, in a press conference on Tuesday, the Premier informed the public of the cabinet decision to basically don't have a social gathering of over 30 persons. And of course, all games would be mandated by this decision. The league was scheduled to commence this Saturday. The amateur league was returning after a 3-year hiatus. The hiatus came after the 2017 hurricanes. Ron, I'm personally sad to see this postponement, simply because I know persons within the association, players, coaches were working really hard to get the softball league back up and running. And they were this close this Saturday, but yeah.
Well, one of the things we have to remember as we maneuver our way through the ever-evolving society and challenges that we continue to face is that persons need some sort of avenue to express themselves, keep themselves entertained. So unfortunately, this is one of them that has to be postponed. But I want to talk a little bit about the softball field, because a couple of weeks ago, tell me about that.
So basically, the softball field, you know, it was down because of the 2017 hurricanes for a bit, and volunteers came together. We know Mr. Yellow Garraway.
Yes.
He came together, a team of volunteers came together to basically do some landscaping, painting.
Amazing.
The fence is back up. So I love to see that team effort. It didn't necessarily have to be a government-led initiative, but persons came out and saw it necessary to get our softball field back up and running.
With some fresh paint and some landscaping.
And it was
awesome
definitely
stuff.
looking good.
Yeah, nice.
Definitely. The association promises to keep the public informed and updated. So viewers, still ahead, travel restrictions via sea and air implemented, and UK minister talks COVID-19 with leaders. All this and so much more when 284 News returns.
How may I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There's the answer code.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Brilliant Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Viewers, welcome back to 284 News. The BVI Airport Authority is advising the traveling public that, as mandated by Cabinet's ruling, airports in the territory will remain operational with several restrictions until further notice. According to the acting managing director, Mr. Clive Smith, the directives issued by the Premier, Honorable Andrew Foy, on the 17th of March, advised that effective Thursday, the 19th of March, which was yesterday, only passengers that and their dependents in the following categories will be permitted to enter the British Virgin Islands through the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport. These individuals are nationals and belongers of the BVI, work permit holders, and persons ordinarily resident in the territory. These restrictions do not apply to flight crews, diplomats, and cargo. Mr. Smith further advised that the Premier, in an earlier briefing, instructed that the airports on Virgin Gorda and Anegada be restricted to domestic flights only. And now we see Native Sun has also posted a notice informing passengers that in the light of the closed borders, their 11:45 and their 12:30 p.m. Between Red Hook and West End has been suspended until further notice. Ron, we just see where measures are being put in place to help the prevention of the introduction of the COVID-19
to the territory. Indeed. Minister for the Overseas Territories, Baroness Elizabeth Sugg, held a teleconference yesterday, March 18th, with the premiers and chief ministers of the overseas territories to discuss the response to COVID-19 and how the United Kingdom can support the OT's response to this crisis. Baroness Sugg said COVID-19 is having a global impact, and notably in the UK, but the government is unwavering in its support to the overseas territories. The UK government is working closely, she said, with the overseas territories to ensure they receive the necessary help. The UK government is procuring medical equipment and support for each territory, but we are also prepared to support the OTs in the long run. I would like to thank the public servants in the Virgin Islands for their hard work and to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Now, His Excellency the Governor Augustus Jaspert said Public Health England continues to be in close touch with the Chief Medical Officer and colleagues from the BVI Health Services Authority. Governor Jaspert said, and I quote, "I continue to encourage everyone to follow our government's guidance and practices in practicing good hygiene, social distancing, and self-quarantining when required. As Governor, I will continue to do all I can to help ensure the safety and security of all Virgin Islanders, working closely with both the government of the Virgin Islands and the UK government." Governor Jaspert, Premier Andrew Foy, and the other members of the Virgin Islands Cabinet continue to meet daily as part of the territory's plan to detect, contain, mitigate, and manage the coronavirus, and that we are absolutely grateful for. Still ahead, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force mourns loss of a female officer. Netflix and When They See Us producers receive defamation lawsuit. All this and more when 284 News returns.
Some claim that the age of a true gentleman is far behind us, but here at 284 Media, we disagree. He may appear in different guises today, but the values and ideals that make him a gent still stand. 284 Media proudly presents its newest talk show, The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, with yours truly, Ron Grant. A show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. Don't worry, it's not all about suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, a 284 Media production.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Viewers, welcome back and thanks for joining us. You're watching 284 News. Officers of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force are mourning the loss of one of their very own. Female constable Maritzia Sargent of the Virgin Gorda passed away in Puerto Rico on March 10, 2020. Constable Sargent was enlisted in the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force on August 30, 2013 as an auxiliary police officer and later transferred over to the police constable on February 16, 2015. She was a member of the Cohort 1, the first set of officers to be locally trained. She was awarded Best Recruit at the end of this training. During her tenure, she worked at the East End, Road Town, and Virgin Gorda police stations. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force extends deepest condolences to her family in this time of bereavement. We also want to take this opportunity to extend condolences to members of the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force who have lost a colleague. A lot of times, Kyla, we take for granted how important the role of police officer is, and this is one of the key aspects of our community, law and order, and every day persons go out, they put their lives at risk to support and protect this country, and here in the Virgin Islands we do want to remember and honor her legacy and the contributions that she's made to this territory.
Most definitely, Ron. So now, Ron, moving on to an international story.
Very interesting one.
Yes, a former prosecutor, Linda Fairstein, is suing Netflix and director Ava DuVossari over how she was portrayed in the Netflix series How They See Us. Ron, have you got a chance to
I
see
have
this?
absolutely watched the series. It was tough to watch, but I enjoyed it.
It was definitely tough to watch.
And it really put into perspective a lot of social ills and aspects in our legal system across the world that, you know, has its glitches. But I did watch it, yes.
Most definitely. So viewers who did not get a chance to watch it, When They See Us is a 2019 American miniseries directed by Ava for Netflix that premiered in a 4-part series on May 31st, 2019. Now, this Netflix series was based on events of the 1989 Central Park joggers case and explores the lives of the 5 teenagers who were falsely accused, then prosecuted on charges related to the rape and assault of a woman in Central Park, New York City. The group of boys were known as the Central Park 5. Yes. So Linda Fairstein was in charge of the sex crimes in Manhattan in 1989. The former prosecutor was played by Felicity Huffman. The series showed Linda as the woman in charge of the investigation and the case. Now, Ron, you watched the series. What did you think about Linda?
Well, the character displayed in the movie was really a distasteful one when we look at the facts and how it would appear and that she allegedly coerced and forced a plea out of the, or what's the word I'm looking for, a confession.
Yes.
She forced a confession out of the young men at that time. The fact that they were minors, a parent was not present.
And yes, her approach was very unethical in the way that she went about it. And Linda in this series she was the clear villain in this situation.
Absolutely.
Of course, there were other persons that you may have disliked in the series, but Linda was the clear villain.
She was the main one. Yeah.
And after the series was released, Linda, she was actually a best-selling novelist. She was dropped by her publisher and agent. She was forced to resign from prominent boards, was canceled from speaking engagements. Ron, it's safe to say that her reputation
huge downfall, yes.
was tarnished. Now, the former prosecutor is suing Netflix and director, arguing that she was falsely portrayed as a racist, unethical villain. Netflix rejects Ms. Fairstein's claims and call the suit veracious and without merit. What I'd like to touch on a little bit, at the end of the day, anyone seeing this story would probably say, you know, we don't mind her, but we only know this story based on what was portrayed in that. You know, we really don't know what happened. If it's anything like what was portrayed in that series, yeah, Linda, you know, I understand that you feel like your life is being derailed now, but these were 5 teenage boys, and they went to jail, they went to juvie, they had a hard time, so she's probably just paying her price now.
Well, I'll tell you this, this comes as no surprise to me. I was expecting this the moment I saw the film and I watched it, the series rather, in its entirety. I figured that at the end of it, some sort of legal action would be taken because, as you mentioned, this now draws light to the situation.
Most
and to be honest with you, prior to the Netflix series, I was not aware of the situation, and
Most persons
did
weren't.
a lot of research, and it was quite clear that there were a lot of inaccuracies. But what I think most times happens is that persons have a fear of messages being portrayed, and one of the things that the Exonerated 5 have always spoke about was their ability to see this on camera and have their lives portrayed in its authenticity.
Right.
So outside of the fact that they were exonerated, this really gave them a sense of, I hate to use the word accomplishment, but some sort of gratification, because persons now had the opportunity to see at length.
To realize what they really went through.
Exactly.
And for me, I nearly question if Linda, even to this day, realized what she did.
The impact.
The fact that she can now turn around and still feel as though she is the one who
being
was victimized.
And not only her, a lot of other persons who were key in this investigation at the time, a lot of persons who were prominent, including the president, the now president of the United States. So a lot of persons played a key part in it, and I think it's just offsetting for them to see this now come to the forefront and see their lives and their behavior or the part they played in this portrayed. So
most definitely. So viewers, that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to like us on Facebook at 284 Media and 284 BVI on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget to visit our website at www.284media.com. I am Kyla Kenesha Forbes.
And I'm Ron Grant. We'll see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We are 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news. I want to wish you guys a happy Thursday. It's almost Friday. I know some of us, our spirits are a little off because we can't greet and we can't socially congregate as we would like. We can't hit the happy hour spots. We know a lot of you are going to be feeling the brunt of that, but we just want to keep you and encourage you to stay encouraged, keep your spirits up. We are blessed, very blessed here in the beautiful British Virgin Islands.
But still safe most of all.
Indeed. We thank you so much for tuning on.
What you really running for, boss? You could have bust a hole in your head. But see, with the competition, which means about to bust a hole in your pocket.
I could get my modem, please.
Anyhow, I got something huge to show you.
I gotta be sick in your head.
Well, hold on, string bean. Ain't a kind of party. Check this. That's LTE1 for just about everyone. LTE2 for you and your boo. And hold on. Bam! Rate so low, you feel like you're free. That's LTE3 for you and the whole family.
Save even more on your internet with new pricing from CCT. Get LTE2 now for only $149. Get LTE3 for the new low price of $189. All packages are unlimited, so there's no overage charge. You don't have to run into Chaz for savings. Just stop by our store and sign up today. Come on over to CCT. Life Unlimited.
It's been said, sticks and stones may break bones, but words don't hurt me. That cannot be further from the truth. Everything you say and do creates an impact. Whether you're 13 or 30, 6 or 60, your actions and words carry weight. They either lift someone up or tear them down. 1 in 5 students ages 12 to 18 has been bullied during the school year. Approximately 160 teens have skipped school because of bullying. The most commonly reported types of bullying are verbal harassment, social harassment, physical bullying, and cyberbullying. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about, and bullying is never okay, whether it's in a classroom or corporation. 284 Media joins the Ministry of Education of the Government of the Virgin Islands in the fight against bullying. When you see it or hear it, speak up against it. Let's end bullying.